Hi, it's Mel. Sorry for how I look. I'm making my lasagna, so I said, let me just record what I'm doing in case anybody wants to know. Not that it's anything different than anybody else does, but hey, you never know, maybe something. So I made my sauce and meatballs already, but when I make lasagna, same sauce recipe I always use, but I make my meatballs a little smaller. I do mini meatballs so I can add them to the lasagna. So the first thing I did so far is I cooked the noodles. I don't like the oven ready. I like the old-fashioned way. So I cooked them very al dente, so you can see they're still a little bit tough because they're gonna cook in the lasagna. And then I just layer them around so that they drain nicely. And then I have them all set up. So step one is I put a lot of sauce on the bottom of the pan, and then I just do one layer of noodle. Now for the filling, I use one large container of paleo ricotta. This one is 40 ounces. 48, I can't see. 48. And then I'll just dump that in a bowl with 2 eggs and some parsley. And that is going to be the filling. All right. And that bowl is too small, so I'm doing it in a big bowl, just stirring it up, incorporating those eggs with the parsley and the ricotta. And then, you'll see how the color looks. Everything I do is by sight. And then I'll never make this again because I do different measurements for everything. I'll make it again and then somebody say, wait, it didn't taste like last time, or sometimes it's better than last time, which I like even better. Okay, so you just mix that all together. It looks nice now, see? A little bit too yellow over here. And it's very satisfying. Okay. Now I'm gonna start putting just dollops of this ricotta mixture with some of the little meatballs. So first I'm gonna do this. I don't even know what I do. I just get in the zone. And I just drop little plops. It doesn't have to be even. I mean, it can be if you're a perfectionist. And then just drop them. A little bit on each one. This is very peaceful and relaxing to me. I know some people don't like to cook, but for some reason I find it very peaceful and relaxing, and it brings back memories of my happy childhood with my grandma next door, because I always watched her cook, and I loved watching her cook. And then I loved playing with her arm because she had this like hangy arm with her house dress, and I used to rub the back of her arm while she was cooking, and she never ever complained, and it probably drove her insane, but Nanny would never complain. She'd be like, okay, come on, honey. And then she would show me what to do. So see, I'm dropping my little mini meatballs. I mean, if you have big meatballs, you just chop them up. But minis, you just throw them in. And then add a little more sauce. See, with those no bakes, you gotta do a lot of sauce because they have to cook in the sauce. With this, I just do a regular amount. And I do love those crispy edges when they burn. I love that. Some people don't, but I do. Okay, and then I kind of plop it around like that. Look at that, how good that looks. I need another meatball over here. Doesn't matter if you're contaminating the sauce, because I'm going to use this whole pot of sauce for the lasagna. So if you contaminate it with the ricotta mixture, it's okay. Now I'm going to do another layer of noodle. I love the way that feels. I don't know, I have a lot of sensory issues, I guess. But I'm very relaxed, can you tell? House is quiet. Sunday morning. I made my sauce and meatballs already. Got my laundry going. I said I remind myself of my old neighbor, Mrs. Russo. She had 9 kids. I think she had 8 or 9. We never knew. We'd always say, does she have 8 or 9? And then we would name them. I probably could remember all their names, but I don't want to give away personal information. But her house always, every time you walked past, you smelled something good cooking. She had meatballs frying. You could smell it coming out of the house. And I remember one time I was riding my bike and I had these bell-bottomy pants on in the 70s, and my pant leg got stuck in my chain of my bike because I didn't have a chain guard because the bike was probably some hand-me-down. And I got it stuck, and my mother said, just go around the block and come right home. Well, the chain was stuck in my pants, so I was trying to drag the pants, trying to drag the bike with my pants. And Mrs. Russo, she helped me get my pants out. And she said, don't worry. She was Italian. She goes, if your mother getting mad, you just tell her, call me. I tell her you're with me. Don't worry. I was like, oh, thank you, Mrs. Russo. My mother wasn't mad. She was on the phone talking to my aunt. She had no idea I was late. Didn't even care. Anyway, sorry. I digress. All right, so same thing. And you just keep doing it. Just keep repeating. This is going to be my last layer. And then I'll show you what I do on the top. Okay. So I had, that was one box, just enough, 13 by 9 pan, a little bit deeper. This is my deepest one. This is what the one I call my lasagna pan. I told you I name my pots and pans. This one is glass lasagna. Okay, same thing, sauce, some meatballs on the top. And then with this one, I'm gonna mash up these meatballs because I want this top to be flat. So let me put these on. This is very meaty. I think it's gonna be good. Nice. Actually, I do have extra sauce. That's all right, I'll make myself a sandwich for somebody. My son will eat a nice little meatball sandwich. He won't care if there's neglected in the pot. All right, so now I get the fork and I'm gonna mash these meatballs up on the top to get it like a flat layer. And I'm definitely gonna put a little more sauce on the edges because when I spread it around, it'll be better. Let me stop this. We're going on and on, sorry. Okay, and the last step is I'm using shredded mozzarella. So you could shred your own, you could use fresh mozzarella. I just wanna use this today. So shredded mozzarella, and I go all over the top, cover that up really nicely. And then I'm gonna pat it down with a fork. So I just patted those meatballs down, so it was like a nice flat layer. I did add another little dollop of the butter because I had some extra. Now I'm gonna cover this whole top with the shredded mozzarella. Okay. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of grated Romano over the top as well. Okay, so this is Romano, the Pecorino Romano, which I really like. I'm just gonna shake a little bit over the top. It's nothing like Romano cheese in my opinion. I love it. And somebody asked me, well, what's the difference between Romano and Parmesan? And the difference is the milk that it comes from. So Parmesan is cow's milk and Romano is sheep's milk. Leave it to the librarian for fun facts. Okay, so that's that. Then you take the back of the fork and just pat it all down so that you don't get those sticking up pieces that'll burn. And I just tap it with the fork. This is the most satisfying thing. I don't know, I find this very relaxing and comforting. Okay, so here we go. We're patting down the cheese with the fork. All right, now I'm not gonna cook this till later because I'm actually taking my son somewhere. My husband will put this in the oven. So I'm gonna spray a piece of foil with cooking spray and wrap it in the foil. And then he's gonna bake it at 350, 375 for about 20 minutes. Nah, I'll go 30 because it's gonna be coming from the refrigerator. If it was this room temperature, I would do it at 20. But from the refrigerator, he's gonna do about 30. And then he'll take the foil off for the last 15 minutes. So about 45 minutes total. And the way you tell if it's done is you get your fork and you stick it in the middle and then you touch the fork. And if the fork is hot, you know that lasagna is ready. If it's not ready. That's my trick. All right, so that's all I got today. I know it's long and I'm sorry. Thank you.